Welcome to the live transition stream for tonight, December 19th. Sorry for kind of the short notice, but I've been kind of busy and not been reading the WOTV JP notices. So I actually only found out about tonight's stream after I got home tonight. So that's why everything is kind of a little bit rushed. And, sorry for kind of the short. Alright, so as usual, there was some echo problem at the start of the stream. I fixed it. You shouldn't be hearing any more echoes for the rest of the stream. Welcome everybody. Thanks for dropping by despite the short notice. And we are about, I think, 4 minutes away from the start of the JP live stream. So we're going to take a moment to try and see what you guys feel like is going to be the collab that you're announcing tonight. Now, do know that they didn't actually say that they will be announcing a collab, but you know, it's the end of the year, and usually around this time, every single year, they've always held a collab in World of Visions JP. So I don't think this year will be any different, even though they didn't, actually say anything about it yet. They did say that they're going to give us plans for the basically, whatever's coming in World of Visions JP. So it's going to be a jam-packed stream. I'm pretty sure they do have a couple of guests. And I'm going to take a moment now to read some of the chat. Wow, it's pretty lively. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Dropstar Design says, congratulations on the tournament. Thank you. Thank you for that. Nick Mako says, good afternoon from the Netherlands, Odaiba. Thanks for dropping in. Good afternoon? What time zone is the Netherlands? It's actually, so if you're in, if it's afternoon over there right now, then our time zones are actually pretty close. Bunisat says, hi, this is another excitement, right? I think they will make some announcements, but I don't know what they will announce for tonight. Most likely they're going to announce a collab. They didn't actually say a lot in the teaser for tonight's stream. But it's going to be jam-packed, and they have quite a number of guests. Well, they have the usual people, and then they have one guest who is the voice actress for Frederica. So certainly, I think they will probably be announcing something, maybe. Who knows, but we'll find out in just a bit. Straylight says, Straylight thinks it's Nier that they're gonna announce tonight, and William Ragnark is hoping for A2 as well. That is certainly one of the big possibilities. And I myself think that it's going to be Nier as well, because there is going to be the Nier anime coming, continuing next year as well. So chances are they're going to do something like that. RF Cosmos says, Monster Hunter collab for the 20th anniversary. Let's go! Wow, it's been 20 years since the first Monster Hunter, huh? I have no idea whatsoever. My history of Monster Hunter is only from, the second, what is it called? The Monster Hunter Portable second days, and then I played a bit of Monster Hunter World. So I don't know too much about that franchise, but certainly it could be something that they're doing, and I do understand that in FFBE, the original FFBE, there have been a number of Monster Hunter collabs, so we could get something like that for tonight. Who knows? Daniel Soto says, yes, Light A2. I don't know about Light Element. Seems like they have been a little bit too strong recently. But it could certainly be a possibility. By the way, how's the audio levels? I will need to do some more adjustments later once they've actually gone live, just to make sure that you guys can hear my voice as well as a little bit of theirs, so that there's a good balance between my voice and the background audio. Oh, and it looks like they are about to start. And that was, I forgot her name. Ishigawa Rie, yes, that's who I was thinking. Ishigawa Rie, also known as Misoshir, is just introduced us into the stream with the official name of the stream tonight. And this is Asalto-san, the official ambassador for World of Visions JP. Think of him as like the JP version of Orange J, if you will. And he's talking about how his voice is, he's trying to hold on to his voice for tonight because it's going to be quite a stream. And seems like he's changed a bit of his hairstyle for tonight. I'm going to turn out the audio on my end so that I can listen to them better. By the way, Asalto-san recently, his wife recently gave birth to a baby boy, I believe. So he's a new father this year. And as you can see here, this is Ayaka. I forgot her first name, but she is the voice actress for Frederica. She's here as a special guest tonight. And just before the stream, she was talking to them about how she's a resident of Aichi Prefecture. And it turns out all three of them, Misoshiro Asalto and Frederica's voice actress, are all born from the Aichi Prefecture. So they do share a bit of a sort of a bond from that, I guess. And this is, of course, Fujita-san, the director for World of Visions FFV from Gumi. Finally, we have Hirono, overall producer for FFB as well as World of Visions. Okay, so here, I think he said, Hirono said he's from Nagano Prefecture. He's born in the Nagano Prefecture. So I'm going to take a moment to tweak the audio levels. And Fujita-san, since they were on the topic of where they were born in, Fujita-san said that he's in the Chugoku areas, around the Hiroshima Chugoku areas. I couldn't quite tell where exactly. So for the stream, today they have an important thing to say before we get into everything. So, to start things off, Fujita-san wanted to apologize for all the bugs that have been happening in the World of Visions JP app. And then, especially with the Trust Stones bug. And then, recently, there's been a problem with the consecutive abilities, which I think we've also had in the global version as well. So he would like to take a moment to just apologize for those bugs. With regards to consecutive abilities, he wanted to take a moment to talk about why those things happen. So part of the reason why we've had those consecutive ability bugs is because of some future ability that they haven't revealed yet. And it's partially due to that we are having these consecutive abilities bug. So to try and fix that, for Erode, recently he's been given a buff to try and fix that bug for his consecutive ability. And they were not able to find this in debug because of the ways that the consecutive abilities are used. Sometimes they didn't realize that there were certain ways that you can use consecutive abilities that would make the consecutive abilities not come out. So that's the reason. And he's explained this in social media as well. This bug, to fix it, they need to do a version up. Which means you need to, re-download the appli, right, for the update. So because of that, they have already, they are done with the fix already, essentially. But they do need to, update the appli, update the app in order for the fix to be applied. So they are in the process of getting approval for the updated version of the app. So after the broadcast, sometime afterwards, they will be able to release the updated version on the app to fix the bugs. So sorry about the problems with the bug, especially it's the end of the year. It's when a lot of people have time to play the game. And Hiro-san also apologized for it. And he explains that every time they have to do an update like this, they have to apply for the app to be updated. So that takes time for the app to be approved, the app update to be approved by the platform holders. So that's the issue that they're having to deal with right now. So that's it for the super serious stuff. Misoshi is going to try and lighten the mood. And you're gonna do it by talking about something upbeat, which is the number of subscribers to the JP official World Division's YouTube channel. And we've reached over 100,000 subscribers for World Division's YouTube channel in Japan. And there are rewards for that, by the way. So now that we've hit over 100,000 viewers, 100,000 subscribers, there are some rewards for all the players in the game. So do check out the game updates in the game notices. It includes 1,000 visual for the people, and of course for those who are watching this who have not subscribed. They are still hoping for people to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that the numbers can grow to even higher numbers, maybe to 1 million one day. So basically we achieved some kind of milestone for WOTV JP YouTube channel. So now they're gonna introduce the contents for tonight, starting with December collab information. So there will be a collab after all. And then number 2 is other new information. And then number 3 is the latest update information. So things like quality of life and other things like that. And Frederica's voice actress Ayaka-san just said that of course she's most interested in the collabo information. Oh. Seems like there have been something that people have realized in the chat. So we're going straight into it. We're going to the December collab information right away, right off the start of the bat. And we will find out right now. There we go. There we go. Nier is, well, it is what you guys think it is. Stray Light says A2! Sorry to the old model. Said A2 just now. Ice! She's an ice unit! And on top of that, of course, 2B and 9S, they're getting their voice updates, as well as level 140 and all that stuff. What's this? Is that a new costume for... What? 2P? What? And new vision cards. There's a collab quest as well. Adam and Eve is once again coming back. This time there's an EX quest added as well. Holy cow. A2 and who is 2P? I have no idea who 2P is. Is 2P just like a costume change for 2B? December 22nd in World Visions JP. And of course, NIS is the free unit as per usual. So we're getting it in 3 days' time, right? This Friday. Asalto-san has been just made a comment that a lot of people in chat have been waiting for this. So she's the voice actress for A2, by the way, which is why she's called on as the guest for this stream. 2B is not free. So she plays 2B and A2 in the game, Nier Automata. And of course she's Frederica in World of Visions as well. So they're gonna get into all the stuff that's coming for the collab. But first, before they get into the details, they're going to do a bit of a Twitter campaign. So just like with the previous stream, they're gonna try and get this hashtag onto Twitter trends or X trends, and if it gets into if it gets trending, we'll get 1,000 vids for the present. Over here in my stream chat, Raoul Wolf explains 2P is from FF14. She was a deceptive form of 2B. She is a model that worked with the Red Girl. She'll bring about the birth of a new god. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for explaining. I have no idea who 2P is, because I'm pretty sure I didn't see 2P in Nier Automata at all. But seems like she's an FF14 thing. Osoto-san is saying here as well that he has never played Nier Automata as well, but he has played a bit of Nier Reincarnation. And over in Nier Reincarnation, he has used A2. And of course, he's been watching the Nier Automata anime as well. But he himself hasn't actually played Nier Automata at all. And Ayaka-san here says, do try out Nier Automata when you have time. Hiro is telling Asalto-san as well, yeah, please go ahead and play Nier Automata as well. Stray Light is like, why A2 is ice? Well, because A2 is supposed to beat 2B, right? And 2B is win. So I'm guessing that's the reason why. Raul says, it's because Yokotaro continued the story of Nier in FF14. Oh, I see. Stray Light asks, A2 is great sword, and the new rough Holo VC is gonna sell it. And that was the voice actress for Frederica saying a line to encourage everyone to retweet, or rather make tweets using the hashtag to get it trending. And she basically said something about, to all my darlings out there, please do your best, okay? We'll be counting on you. And then she does like a shot of love at the end. Clown Fiesta says, looking forward to going bankrupt building new VCs. Or are they all Holo VCs? I didn't actually pay attention. So first of all, they're going to talk about the units. 2P is an Earth unit. So of course 2B is coming back. I had no idea 2B is actually cost 80. Wow, such a long time. 2P is cost 90 Earth unit, and then A2 of course is cost 100 Ice unit. So Yuno-san says, it's been a while since we did a Nier collab. Quite early on we did do a Nier collab back in the first year of the game. And since then, there have been no, we haven't brought back Nier Automata collab. But, a lot of people really love the units, had a great time with the units in VC. But at the time, there were no voices added. So during the third year, a lot of things were added to the game. you know, such as the level 140 and stuff like that. And so with those things in mind, because they also wanted to add voices at level 140, so they decided to bring it back. And this time they're introducing A2 and 2P. So a lot of people may not know about this, but 2P, during the collab in FF14, she actually appeared in there. So she has like a bit of like a fighting style to her. And of course, with this revival, they are adding voices to everyone, so please enjoy the voices in the game. Mr. Chiru-san is noting now that even in chat, a lot of people were, you know, exclaiming, "Oh my goodness, they're finally giving voices to all of them." So Fujisan is going to tell us the details for Master Ability 2 and Dream Ability for level 140. So Master Ability 2 for 2B, the newly added stuff is slash resistance penetration plus 20, and then HP 50%. When HP is above 50%, she also gets area resistance plus 20. Of course, she is a bit of an evade unit with you know, slash and stuff like that. So Vita-san is talking about that now. But you know, although she has evade ability, she can be played as a non-evade as well. She has some durability, unlike other evade characters. But you know, they want to give her more firepower, so that's why there's you know, the slash resistance penetration plus 20. And then for Dream Ability, initial AP plus 15 and reaction block plus 30 are added. And her ability to get slow on enemies is increased, the proc rate. So this is with regards to the skill. This, whatever the skill is. The chance to land slow is higher, damage is changed to L. But basically they want 2B to, you know, be used at a higher rate, basically. Make it easier for her to be used. So just increasing her stats is kind of not good enough. So that's why in Master Ability 2, they are adding AoE plus 20, AoE resist plus 20 to her, as long as your HP is above 50%. So for 9S gets defense penetration plus 20 and physical damage reduction plus 10 for his Master Ability 2. And then for his Dream Ability, he gets agility plus 10%. And what is this? AoE resistance plus 15. And then for his skill, I don't know what this skill is. It's the shield. It's the shield thing. He gets one more use out of it. And then for that move, basically the move will give everyone in the AoE range defense and spirit up. And newly added is when it also adds a new buff for 9S and his allies. I think that's protect removal. And then on top of that, 2B and 9S are getting limit burst upgrades as well. For 2B, her limit burst upgrade will get an additional... she will get courage from the limit burst. And while courage is on her, reaction block rate up and AP consumption down. And on top of that, she also gets 3 turns of guaranteed hit nullify. So you need to activate 2P's Limit Burst in order to get the Sure Hit Nullify. For Nier, his Limit Burst range has been increased by 3 to 4. And then for the other effects, so first of all, he gets from his Limit Burst 3 turns of defense penetration up. And newly added is 3 turns of, what is this? 3 turns of single target resistance down on the target. And after all of that, you know, damage L, lightning damage L on the target. And newly added, NIS will now also get a barrier on himself, a 3-hit barrier. And on top of that, he also gets 3 turns of AP regen effect medium. Oh, and also the self-hacking, the amount of AP required is decreased from 43 to 28. So because in the current environment, you know, you kind of need more AP, so that's why they gave him all the AP buffs here. So earlier on, part of the Dream upgrade is for Nier, right? The ability will actually get removal or protect upon hit. That was the effect I missed earlier. We'll go back and look at it again to see if there's something else, but I'm pretty sure that's the added effect. But obviously 2B is mainly an evade character. As for Nier, his endurance is increased, but of course he's good not just as a PvP character, but you know, perhaps he's more used for guild raids and other PvE content. So even if you don't use Nier in PvP content, you know, in PvE it's gonna be quite useful in many ways. And Misoshiri is noting now, finally, 3 characters from 3 years ago are finally getting the upgrade to get them into code, to get them to be good enough for the current environment. And Salto-san is, I think, well, it's been so long that he's kind of forgotten how to use them already. Fujiya-san said that they wanted to improve them earlier, but the timing was kind of hard to grasp. And of course, Nier is just like with 3 years ago, she is going to be a free unit. Everybody will be able to get a copy of Nier. Yuno-san is saying now as well, yes, definitely do go and redeem him in the game. Money says, I guess FMA won't get burst enchantment since burst enhancement since the JP game the collab based on is shutting down. Well, you know, with FMA, we might need to wait a lot longer since it's only been 1 or 2 years since they were introduced into the game. With the collab this time for Nier Automata, there are 2 new vision cards added, and you can tell from the border that they are holo vision cards. And it also says here, holo vision card cost 60. This is running Dasohe. This is like running away soldier A2. The soldier who's the fugitive soldier A2. And this is manufactured life. Manufactured life, I guess, is a translation. So we're going to A2. Ice unit. Can't tell if this is Great Sword. But the main job is Yoroha A-type number 2. So basically Yoroha A2, basically, right? Sub-jobs are Dragoon and I think this is Rune Knight? I'm not too sure. Mahou Kenshi, I'm not too sure what that is. I think that's Rune Knight. This is the older Dragoon sub-job. I don't think it's the new one. She gets a magic barrier from Rune Knight, and I miss out the one for the Dragoon. I'm gonna look up if she's a great sword user. So calculated ran AoE range, as you can see here. So to all targets, damage L, and it's like Shadow Flare. It will push them forward, push them towards the area by 1 square. And on top of that, there's a chance to land a 3-turn slow or immobilize on them. And on top of that, if they are slowed or they go into immobilize, they will get slash resistance greatly decreased by a percentage. So first of all, damage L on all targets, right? And the range of the, or rather the proc rate is like the higher type basically, as usual. So she's a frontline physical attacker type. Has the ability to break barrier. And of course she has her own physical barrier as well. She can heal up herself and her allies by after attacking. So it seems like she has sequential ability, which is probably this one. So this is the skill we're talking about now. It's a giant AoE move. Of course, this will suffer from the bug as well, the sequential ability bug. But after the patch is implemented, it will be fixed. So the part 1 of this move is 3-turn defense penetration up on A2, and then to all the enemies in the AoE range, they will get courage removal. They will get their courage removed, and then damage M on the targets. And then on top of that, sequential ability too. To A2 herself. A2 herself and one ally, they will get their HP recovered by a certain percentage. Small. It's a repair. A120 repair is the name of the move. But basically, within this range, to one ally, that ally and A2 herself will get HP recovery, HP percentage recovery small. And then here is her AoE buff, Survival Field. To allies herself, agility up, and it will give her re-raise as well. And when she has re-raise up, for 3 turns when she lands a hit, she will dispel haste. And on top of that, wow, she will seal the enemy's ability to destroy barriers for 3 turns. And then when she gets revived from re-raise, she gets 3 turns of agility up and 3 turns of accuracy up. Wow, look at the text on this thing. It's kind of crazy. And then here, this is an AoE attack, Kaiki Sengeki. 3 turns to all the enemies. They will get AoE resistance dropped by a certain percentage, and then after that, it will do an accuracy increase damage M. So this move will reduce AoE resistance on the enemy. On top of that, it will have probably accuracy plus 30 before landing with damage M. Overall, seems like she is incredibly powerful. I definitely want to pull for this unit. Because look at the AoE attack she has on her. right? The range is huge. And this thing here removes courage, and this one will lower AoE resistance on the enemies by a certain percentage. And she has barrier seal, barrier destruction seal, I mean. So she's obviously really good against wind units. I think he just said she has some pierce attacks as well. 一つ. So for Dream ability, with Dream ability, this move here will be changed. The AoE range will be changed to calculated Ren range. So basically, the range will increase by 1. As far as endurance goes, A2 has re-raise, as you can see over here, but on top of that, she has physical barrier, as set from over here. So basically it's a self buff that gives physical barrier. And also with that same buff, she also gets the AoE damage reduction, which means that the bigger the AoE range on the attack, the more damage reduction she gets. So those two things are on a single self buff for A2. So that's really strong, right? So right now, well, as with in the past, right now AoE attacks are really strong. So that's why they decided to give that AoE damage reduction shield to her. Basically, they want to make sure that she's easy to use in PvP and PvE as well. So she'll be really good for those modes. And that's basically the direction that they're going with A2. As Auto-san is noting now that, ice units, a lot of them have physical barriers, huh? What do you guys think? From the old days, Gilgamesh, Jaden, and, Howlet as well. A lot of ice units have barriers. So, Auto-san is noting now that if you use the barrier destruction seal, it can help to protect the other ice units as well. Yeah, I'm definitely pulling for A2. She seems so good. Okay, so now we're going to 2P. She will come at the start of the year, I think, is what was said. Earth unit, Yorha, Niigata, Nigo, P-gata. And then subjobs are X-Knight and Thief. Steal Heart from Thief, and then X-Knight, she gets Slippo, the move that makes characters sleep. Limit Burst, single target attack that for 3 turns gives 2p strike attack. Give the target 3 turns of strike resistance down, followed, and only after that debuff is added, that 2p will do 3 hits of damage L. So pretty simple limit burst. Just a single target attack that lowers strike resistance on the enemy before doing 3 hits of damage L. So as you might have noticed in the trailer, she's basically a strike unit, a fighting unit. So she uses fists. Oh no, I don't know if I need to pull her or not. Strike unit. Frontline physical attacker type. So she has barrier. She can put a barrier on herself. Over here, we're looking at this one. This move will move her to the target before doing AoE resistance percentage down, before doing damage M and 3 turns single target resistance up on 2P. So as you can see, this is an AoE attack. She will first move to the target before doing AoE resistance percentage down on the enemies, and then after that she will do damage M on the enemies, and then 3 turns of single target resistance up on 2P. Next up, this move right here, this is a single target attack. Gives her defense penetration up for this attack only, and then it breaks physical barrier, and then after that it will do 2 hits of damage M, and then if it's a critical hit, what? If it's a critical hit, the enemies will get CT down. And over here, this is a Hichukaiken, which is 3 turns of... So this will give her 3 turns of guaranteed hits. So for the next 3 turns, 2P will get all of her attacks guaranteed hit. And after that, she will do damage M onto the enemy and dispel all bounce on the enemy. Sorry, this move, just to explain, on critical hit, what happens is everyone in the range, all enemies in the range will get CT down around, as long as they're within 2 squares of 2P and range height 1. So this is kind of difficult to explain. But basically, the added effect is on critical hit. By the way, 2P has follow-up attack. And with the follow-up attack, on level 140, it will have the added effect of removing protect. Uh, 2P is not really a full evade character, but she has the ability to be built evade if you want to. And she has some kind of ability to counter evade units as well. So basically, she has some kind of evade capabilities as well, especially with regards to her reaction ability. It's kind of difficult to explain, but I think I'll go into it after I do like a recap. But basically, 2P is a very interesting unit. So we're going to recap a little bit. First of all, A2 will come out this Friday, along with the A2 Vision card. And people in the chat are saying there's a lot of details for the A2 and 2P. They do seem really strong. Some comments from the JP chat. So Ayaka-san, the voice actress, is like saying, yeah, do please pull for the units and give them a try. So yeah, so A2 I know is definitely strong. The thing about 2P though is that I'm not really quite sure how good she will be. Because she's a cost 90 and she has a lot of really weird abilities. So A2 vision card now. So holo vision card. Weapon-based vision card. Sword and great sword, gun and sword rate mage. So it's a guild battle holo VC. Mastery is also for guild battle. The master ability is Eyes ability up and critical up. For the VC itself, I'll recap later on, but basically it's slash, I believe it's slash resistance, penetration, and then strike, no not strike, pierce resistance and one more thing. For this one, it's being adjusted, so they are not going to give details for this VC yet. I'll recap the other VC at the end of the stream so that I have more time to actually listen to what he said. But this is a free vision card from Raid. So as long as you clear the level 5 boss, you get this vision card for free. Hirano-san is talking about the art. Excuse me. So originally the art for for 2P is going to be something of a fighting stance because she's a fist unit, but Hirano-san was saying, I don't think that's what the users want to see. And they decided to go with an artwork that has a bit more movement on the characters. Actually, even with War of the Visions in general, the direction for the artwork is to make it look like the characters are in motion. So that's something that Hirano-san really pushed for. Of course, we have our revival missions, or rather the weapon visions. Wait, we can get pot craft recipes. I wonder if that means we will get pot +1 finally. One of the most important equipment. And of course, we have the usual bingo board stuff for the characters. Henry Hernando says, yup, movement. FTK says, second holo is free to any newcomers from the stream. Yeah, that's right. Arthur says they might put JP up % again on the free holo VC LMAO. Well, hard to say, but usually the ones that are given out from Raid are actually usable in the game. They are usually not free JP's vision cards. What is this? So it seems like 2P has a special unique weapon that you can get from her exclusive challenge mission, and of course you can also get her materials from a separate bingo board just for her. So this is an exclusive weapon for 2P. No other character can use it. And then of course for Pod is going to be a +1 after you get. So for Pod, obviously it doesn't have a +5 vision, so it's going to go into +1. So now we're going into the weapon quest, the EX quest. So this seems to be the same thing as usual. These ones, as you know, Virtuous Contract, and I forgot what is the other one called, but they're going to be getting their +6 versions, obviously. And for A2, her Great Sword is from this quest. Yonmarushiki Zankito. Type 40, Type 40. You know what? I'm not gonna try. I don't even know if there's an official translation for this. I think they just said slash something something +20, so I'm gonna check that out later on. Pod 042. Oh, it's a different one. Eh? This is a different pod. So everyone can use this pod, even though it's obviously, you know, from 2P. Our colors, I guess you came in late, but A2 and 2P are new for this collab. So there are 2 new units. Collab event is Koshi, which is this elevator-like boss that I don't remember seeing from Nier Automata. Pod will get upgraded, but there's also going to be a separate pod. The old pod is going to get upgraded to +1, and then 2P has a new pod as well. So the second one that you saw earlier is actually for a second pod. The colors are slightly different, and the name is different. The first one was pod 013, and the second one is pod 042. FTK says they should give us Adam. Hahaha, really like that unit. Well, but he's half naked. So this enemy here will appear in the raid, I guess. And with the raid, we're getting this equipment, the black box. This is an accessory. You get it from the raid. So just like with Trials of Reckoning, it's going to have special buffs for different characters, for different Nier characters, basically. And then, of course, as mentioned earlier, this is a free vision card. There will be a quest where you can get shards for this VC. So usually they give SSR or MRVCs for the raid, but because of the collab raid, just like with Fullmetal Alchemist, they're going to give out UR rate as well. And it's a HoloVision card as well. FTK says, wow, so many equipment for a Nier collab. Might as well collect them all. You should, yeah. I mean, because they don't come back until the next time Nier collab is back, which could be years from now. So definitely you should collect all the recipes, make sure you have extras for everything. So with regards to rates, in the future for VCs there will be Dark Aspers as well, obviously. And there's in the future they are planning to release non-holo VCs as well, but for the most part they will be holo VCs. So just to let people know about VCs, because there was a comment about, you know, about vision cards in the JP chat. So with regards to the whole star situation, I think they're going to say something about that later on in the stream. I kind of missed a bit because I was talking over it, but I think, you know, they mentioned that, you know, there's something about the star situation that they're going to give us an update on later on in the stream. So probably there may be something like Holo Vision stars or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. As usual, these are the login bonuses for the Nier Automata collab in WOTV JP. And of course, with as usual, you have your Chocobo expeditions. Just like the previous time, it's going to be the what is this attraction? The abandoned attraction park. I guess it's like the translation for this. Stray Light says, by the way, we'll get Lightning Astras this Friday, right? Right? And Daniel Soto replies, not this Friday. So I'm gonna... Wow. Look at all this stuff. These are all the campaigns coming. A bunch of stuff. Login bonuses. These are challenge missions. Bingo board, basically. And then A2 will get, you know, Barracks, you know, halftime campaign. This is Route to Worldwide campaign, which is you can buy the shop. You can buy the shots in the normal shop. Same goes with the 2B and 9S and the VC and all that stuff. So the only thing that's really interesting, you know, it's just the usual stuff. It's just Barracks halftime campaign and the rest of the usual stuff, really. Because you can't do hard quests with the collab characters anyway. This is with regards to outside of game. This is an announcement for outside of game to celebrate the return of Nier Automata collab to War Divisions. They're gonna do like a lottery. Wow! So every day. So basically, every day 468 winners will get various Nier Automata stuff, including these 4 figure stuff as well. There's a lot of other prizes as well. So anyway, I believe it is restricted to people living in Japan, so it's not something we will be able to participate in. But there's some kind of gift card included. There's some kind of gift card included in the campaign, and I don't know what that is. I think it's probably a Amazon. It's some kind of Nier themed gift card, but I don't know what that is. Probably a Google Play or iTunes gift card, but with a Nier theme attached to it. Randall Willis says, how is Global punished? Just getting a start from JP version. Yeah, I don't think Global is getting punished. If anything, Global version is getting things, a lot better than JP is now, to be honest. And I'm probably going to focus more on Global, playing the Global version in the future, just because how much more expensive JP is, compared to Global. I'm really happy with a lot of the Global changes recently. Randall Willis says, not asterisk, they say we will get a unit release on JP version in December, and that is probably Young Erde. So Young Erde, the water unit is coming next week, I think. Lightning asterisk is coming January 1st, most likely. So they created a video for us in collaboration with this. So basically that was an ad for the campaign. Oh. So because the voice actress for Frederica is also the one for A2, and voice actress for Ketone is the voice actress of 2B, they made these ads to celebrate the return of the collab. Just so happened that the voice actresses for 2B and A2, are main characters in War Division, so they decided to make these. Something that they recorded pretty recently, actually. FTK says, those models look cool. I wish we have them in Global. I think you can buy them. They are basically figures made by Square Enix or something, right? I'm not too sure. Straylight says, gonna create meme for my 2B upgrade soon. That wittingly says, just tune in. Only the Holo VC is free, right? And 2P is gacha. Okay, so there are two new units, A2 and 2P, and both of them are gacha units. The free unit this time is once again 9S. One of the two Holo Vision cards are free. There's one you can get for free from the raid, and then there's another one you need to pull that will come out on the same day as A2. So you will see those videos on the War Division's the War Division's JP official Twitter. So you're gonna do a bit of special celebration for the Nier collab. So they're gonna spend a bit of time to do a Nier Automata quiz to celebrate the return of Nier Automata collab to World Visions. So they're gonna do a quiz for the players, basically. If the players can get all of the questions correct, we get all of these stuff. We are getting a bunch of the Esper SP items that you can use to add more SP to unlock the board. I believe one potion is like 5 points. So the questions will all be multiple choice questions with 4 answers. So the first question will be a little bit easier than the rest. And so basically the guys on stream will answer for us, but they will reference from the chat. So what is the first place 2B and I as met A2? This is the country of the sea, country of the sand, Leonis, and this is the country of the forest? Holy crap. I have no idea what the answer is. Where did 2B and IS first meet A2? A lot of people in the JP chat are answering C. A lot of people are saying it's C, which is clearly wrong. I think it's A, right? Or is it B? I don't even know. Take a moment to read the chat. That Wedding J says, oh, I need to skip this collab then. I'm saving this for Lightning Asterisk. Lightning Asterisk is coming out before the Nier collab in Global. So Nier collab is probably coming at the last week of January in Global. So you can definitely get your Lightning Asterisk first, and then if you have any remaining visual, then that's when you should start saving for the Nier Automata collab. Astil Hawk says it's probably Forest. Lynx asks, can anyone recap the VC stats? I'll do a recap on that closer to the end of the stream. After they finish JP live stream, I'll go back and take a look. It's 3 things. I believe the first one... Whoa! Okay, so it's actually Forest. So the VC... one of them is slash resistance penetration. And then another one is pierce resistance. I forgot what the third thing is. Yeah, like what Stray Light says, so Daiba will recap at the end of the stream. I also need to recap that ability for 2P because it's kind of super complicated to explain. But for the most part, I didn't read out the effects for the VCs and the weapons. So I'll go back and look at them later on. So the second question for A2. A2 in the past, she's taken part in some kind of war. What is the name of that war? Okay, I'm not gonna translate all these. Because I have no idea what they're called in English. But this one, D, I can tell you D is from War Division. D is the Gil Highland War. And the rest, I don't know how to translate them. This is something to do with... Yeah, you know what? I'm just not going to translate them. Earl Tanner says, so basically highly possible is February Nier collapse. It's highly possible it's end of January. It's... I will make a bold prediction now. Nier collab is coming to Global on the 22nd of January. Either 22nd or 23rd or 24th. Basically, the last week of January is going to be a Nier collab. Because the thing is, they've said before that in general, collabs will be delayed by about 1 month. So February, obviously the Nier collab will go all the way, you know, across February as well. And then, of course, we will have a new Valentine unit on February 14th. So do keep that in mind. Yep, Cocking Tide also mentions A2 VC, I think, gives slash penetration and pierce resist, yeah. And one more thing. So they're talking about basically the plot of Nier Automata. About how before the game starts, you know, the androids were fighting a war with the Yorha troops, right? Let's see what the next question is. I think they said there will be 4 questions. Because I don't think we're that interested to know about the plot of Nier Automata or anything related to the quiz. I just want to know if we get all the presents or not. But I don't know how many of you guys have played Nier Automata before. But basically she just recapped like the story, the setting for Nier Automata before the game starts. Earl Tana says, my Viz won't make it in Jan 22. Next year, collab, most likely 5 years in the future, LL. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But hopefully, because if you're a spender, at least, I'm hoping that at least Hiroki will give us, like, 3 of the pack each again. Because if you're willing to spend, at least it's easy to get the characters that way. Okay. So this is the easiest question. What is the name of this weapon? And I think it's A, right? It's definitely A. Because I remember the name of this weapon. So I'm gonna skip to the middle and try and find the part for the VC. Now the problem is I don't remember at which point he explained what the VC effects are. Hey Nish, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Cars Farron says, man, anyway, those are rewards for JP, not global. Yeah, I know. But Hiroki's gifts are actually based on the Japan rewards. So usually whatever they get for War of Visions JP, usually those are the exact same rewards we get in Hiroki's gift. So I'm gonna try and Great Mage Sword, Great Sword, and Gun are the weapons. So it's actually slash attack up, not... Okay. So for the vision card, I forgot who was asking earlier, but it's actually not slash resistance penetration, it's slash attack up, pierce resistance up, and AoE resistance up. Those are the effects on the VC, so you probably don't want to skip it. And then the guild battle specific effect is elemental chain resistance for everyone in the party, as long as they are of the 3 weapon types. And then the mastery effect, which is the effect you get when you make the Holo Vision card be at level 99, that's ice ability and critical evasion up. And again, those are only for GB, for guild battle. I think the answer for this is B, right? It should be meaningless code, right? I'm not too sure. So I'm gonna go and try and find the weapon. Hiro-san doesn't know the right answer because he doesn't know English.
じゃあちょっと信じていきますか。
これで見ます。はい。B が多い感じしますね。
お、わかりました。
はい。B という入力数が多いですね。
I'm trying to find the part where they talked about the weapon now.
ミーニングレスコード。
はい。お答えはこちらです。これは難しいと思います。
これちょっと僕は
しかもそれなんか全部それっぽい意味が
うん
たんで、そうなんですよ。
A だけはなんかバンドの名前ビジュアル系バンド。
黒木黒木
そうなんか
ちょっとこれ系あり
ビジュアル系バンド
ますよね。
な感じがして。
そう、私もさっきもう一回見返してそうだそっかと思って、はい、答えはミーニングレスコードでした。ありがとうございます。ということで、見事全問正解しました。
So they got all the questions correct. And so JP is getting, JP players are getting all of the presents you see on screen right now. So for earlier, for who was asking about the VC, I have pasted the effects in chat because it was easier for me to type it out. So next up, we're gonna go into the latest information outside of the collab. So there's still more, you guys. Don't go away. It's not just Nier collab. We are currently in the middle of December, so you guys should know what's coming soon, right? Of course, Christmas is coming right up, and of course, after that, the New Year. So they're going to go into various campaigns regarding that. Most likely we get some of these. There's going to be a one-time Christmas present on the 24th. And then we're going to be getting free temples every day from December 22nd to the New Year. With regards to the free pool, this is not for vision cards or characters. This is for materials. During December 24th to 25th only, we will get the Christmas present pool, which is materials only, so you can get antlers and scrolls and all that stuff, but you will not get units of VCs, I believe. So it's a one-time pool. Nick Marco is like, January 1st unit, please, Ashen Mont. Hey, that's a spoiler. Hello? I don't even know what those words mean. I don't know what the word Ashen mean. And then, of course, we have 10 pools, free temples once per day from December 22nd to January 1st. Daniel Soto, Fire, Ashen, something, something, ooh. Come on, guys, don't ruin the surprise for people. What are you doing? Come on, man. Come on, man. Of course I know the leaks. Of course I know. But you know, I'm 100% okay with leaks, but you know, maybe there are people who want to be surprised. Hey Vinju, thanks for stopping by. Vinju, I saw you in the World of Vision's Global Vision chat. And I tried to add you, but your friends list is full. Daniel Soto says, he said it first. Kokinta says, I don't even know who or what is Mont. Yeah, I think Mont is just a misspelling of font. And then, of course, in JP, on January 1st to January 4th, one-time free pull. And this will give us some free viz. And then from the 1st of January all the way to January 10th, we have one UR slot guaranteed 10 pulls once per day. So those of you guys who need a little help completing your old VCs, especially your old Holo VCs that you didn't pull, like the Shinryu Vision card, you can try and get them from the free 10 pulls. So we get 2024 free vis from this thing.
6072
But it's once per day. So you get to pull this 3 times. So we're getting about 6,000-ish free vis from this thing. Probably global version will follow soon because now it's all the same operations team. So I don't think they will have different ideas. Most likely we're going to get about 6,072 free vis from this thing in global as well. Most likely.
UR 1枠確定の無料10連召喚も、1月1日の
Yep, it's once per day. How about you say it's once per day? Ayo.
はいこれが100連
And then over here, of course, this is really huge as well. You are guaranteed once per day, so you get 10 URs guaranteed. Minimum 10 URs.
10から大変なことになっちゃって
So this is especially huge for the free-to-play players. I have nothing to pull for already, I think. I have like, especially because I basically pull for everything in the 1 month leading up to the tournament. So I don't have anything I'm lacking, I think.
まああとあれですよね年末その地元に帰られる方とかもいらっしゃる
But yeah, if you have any gaps in your collection, this is the time to try and get lucky. And in general, for me, most of the time I just skip any VCs I don't need, even the holo VCs.
話題にしていただけるだけ
In JP, definitely I skip like 90% of vision cards. Viju says not UR selected. No. UR selector is usually paid this kind of thing. So maybe we may get something like that. And this is going to be the chart for all of the campaigns coming in the new year. Let's see if we can see anything interesting here.
をまとめたものです
すごい
Arena medals 5x from January 1st to January 7th. Friend medal, gift medal 24x. Wow, pretty nuts. Selection quest JP and EXP and drops 4x.
ここだけなるべくこう
And consumed energy 50% off. So there will be some kind of selection quest campaign from January 1st to about January 10th.
返しきれないようなですね召喚みたいなものも出てくると思いますんで突然
Vision unit quest unit heart quest drop 5x from December 29 to January 1st. I'm not sure if that will come to the global. But we get 5x drops for 3 days in JP. And part 3, chapter 6, scene 3 is coming out on January 1st. So most likely within 1 month we'll get that in global as well. So I'm not gonna translate anything from this part because I'm sure there are people who don't want to know.
あらすじとしてモントは
But
ハインドラので
you can see Mont here, you can see the sisters here, so I wonder what that could mean.
はあまりないで店員が再活動を始めるまで
Daniel Soto, yes. Daniel Soto says yes. Brenda, new leaf coming along. I have no idea what you just said.
着々と準備が整いつつあ
Oh, you're talking about the Nier collab. Brenda asked what classes was A2's card again? Great Sword, RDM, and Gun. So yeah, it's Great Sword, and then Sword Raid Mage and Gun. Those 3.
ちょっとねこれメインストーリーじゃないキャラクター乗っけちゃってないっていう
Oh, seems like Adelard is in some kind of new costume.
大丈夫だよね
And Hirono-san is asking now, wait,
だけど
are we supposed to be able to show this?
はい
The costume is different.
みたいなとこあ
So maybe it's coming out soon. Previously, they did show a silhouette or something like that. Or actually, he was saying, are we supposed to be able to show this or are we supposed to just show the silhouette?
というまあ要は天員を倒すためにまたみんなでこう結束しながらこうどう向かっていくかみたいな話とか、まあ、一方で、なんだまさちかの話とかね、刀の話とかも出てきますので
So I'm not translating anything Hirono is saying here because I think some people want to find out in game.
登場しないキャラクターも登場していく
But there will be characters that
記者がどういう動きをするのか
there'll be certain characters coming out in this chapter.
くださいということでお楽しみに。
So please look forward to it. Randall Villa said, is that as a new outfit for Adela? Yep, they've been teasing that since last year, I think. Bigundle says, is there confirmation that all units and these new units share mind space, or they will make it like FF7 integrated? They did not confirm, but I believe it's going to be shared. So I'm going to start putting my A2 and 9S in the barracks in Global and JP right after the stream. I believe it's shared. They didn't mention it, but I believe it's absolutely shared. So next up, we have a bit of an advertisement for the live action play. You get to see Gilgamesh armor.
すごいグッズとかもそうですよね。
So I've been saying this in oh, Lilish is appearing in the play as well.
ポンってなってるんですけど、それがどう舞台で再現されるのかとかですね。はい、期待してもう村が見て村。でお話
Fujasan says, I would love to see Muraga in this play.
基本的なベースとしながら舞台用にまあ再編成というかですね。
So they basically rearrange the story for the play
まとめるのかっていうのは期待してます。
as to how
としてはもう当然出来上がって
how they're able to fit it into play. Please look forward to it.
稽古しながら演出家の皆さんの手によって少しずつこう最終的な形になってくるのはおそらくこう舞台なんでライブ感が出てくるかなと思いますので、そこら辺はぜひ現場を見てほしいなと思いますので、ぜひこう舞台のこう迫力とかライブ感とかパワーって舞台でしか味わえない部分
So definitely, obviously with the play, there's going to be things that you can only experience in the live play, in the live action play. So for those of you who can make it, it would be a treat. So I think what's going to happen is usually before a new play starts, in Japan they hold some kind of previews.
分かってないですよ。だからイベントとかがあるとびっくりされるんですけど、多分あんま分かってないと思います皆さん。
もう言われてました。
ああそうそうそう、ファンミーティングとかでやっぱ会うと、
僕はこうです。
召喚獣タイタンみたいな。
でも舞台楽しみです。はい、ありがとうございます。
So apparently, I think the live action play, you will see like, Aspers and stuff like that as well. So now we're moving on to updates, roadmap and stuff. So in December, we recently had the filtering for Trust Stones, and then the Esper SP items. So today they're going to explain Elder Awakening for Vision cards, and as that's coming in January. So Elder Awakening for Vision cards is coming in January, as well as the removal of Resonance and Esper, Resonance and Affinity. So you will be able to freely set, basically, your Resonance and Affinity in January. So probably coming in Global in February. And then there's more stuff as well. Trials of Reckoning, a way to confirm the bonuses before you start battle. Ikaiwaku. Multi-quest auto, what do you call it? Auto continue. And then the second one is some kind of holding slot for guild battle that they'll explain later on. So first of all, Elder Awakening, Vision card status, and the sub equipment effect will be increased. So I only mentioned this after the stream, but there's two things that they mentioned the previous time, which is the stats of the card will be improved, and then the percentage for the sub VC effect. So for Ifrit, it's HP, Attack, and Magic. Those three stats will increase.
サブに装備した時の、まあ、サブに装備するとメインよりちょっと上がり幅が低い。
And when you put it in the sub slot, the percentage is better.
そちらが、上がる。サブにつけた時でも今までよりもそうですね。ビジョン管理。今までだったら例えばですけど、例えば
So over here, the example is
10% ぐらいの効果になってましたっていうのが、さらに変わったになります。
so for example, you change from 50% to 60%.
まあステータスに関してはちょっと VC ごとだったり、ステータスごとに、調整するんで、じゃあ一律何倍ですみたいなことが今お話ししづらいんですけど、種類が多すぎて、イメージ的には例えば2倍になりますとか、1.5 倍になりますとか、そこまで高い部分では、検討はしてないです。
It's not going to be a massive improvement.
一番多くて、多分仮に10%とか、20%とかかなり影響範囲広いところがあるので、そこまで高めの調整にはしないように、考えています。
They are not thinking about making the improvements to be crazy high.
系の話
So it's not 1.5 or 2x. It's something like 50% to 60%, that kind of improvement for the sub VC percentage.
どうやって
So how do you do the Elder Awakening?
周年の生放送めっちゃ巻きが入りつつ、いろいろ喋ったと思うんですけど、
They did mention this previously a little bit as well.
は、かけらを使うって言ったと思うんですよ。
Back then, they talked about the shards.
そうかけらとかを使うって言ったんですけど、訂正します。
But they are going to make some corrections now.
ある意味ビジョンカードの認定 DX だとかけらが必要でした。今回に関してはかけらと、なんか指示みたいな、使いません。ただ、一応専用素材っていうのは追加しようと思っています。
So it seems like you will no longer need that,
じゃあ、
but you do need an exclusive item
ブレンドメダルだったり、グルドメダルだったり、ビジョンメダルの交換
that you can exchange from the PvP and guild medals and from Vision medals as well.
で、特にじゃあその新素材の必要個数だったり、
As for the number of the new item you need,
交換所じゃあ交換レートみたいなところ、は、ちょっと調整中なんで何倍とかってなったら、1枚何個みたいなことが言いづらいんです
they're still adjusting the rates, the exchange rates from Vision medal to the new item,
けど、そこよりは全然安く、
but it will be quite cheap.
調整をするつもりです。なので、基本的にはこうビジョンメダルの部分
So basically, you use Vision medals to exchange for the new item for Elder Awakening, and also from Friend medals and Guild medals.
その交換所以外の部分でもちょっと毎月、
And on top of the exchange, every month they're going to give you some of the new items as well.
で
So every month we will get some of the new items for free.
最初に、UR の、素材 UR の覚醒用の素材を6枚分は、配布させて
So as part of the celebrations for releasing this feature, they'll give us enough materials to Elder Awaken 6 VECs.
サブに対してはサブ3枚ですね、メインも含めることもだし、サブだけって考えても、サブ編成もあるので、一応最初に6枚分
And the idea is, well, because in a PV party you can equip up to 3 main VCs and 3 sub VCs, so they decided to, give people up to 6 VCs worth of materials to upgrade.
やっていくのかみたいなところで言うと、全部一括で開放します。今までのそういう意味だと、フォロー VC 以外の、
But as for what you can Elder Awaken, all of them, you can Elder Awaken all of them,
覚醒を行いますので、
except for Holo VCs, obviously.
ぜひちょっと今、例えば自分のデッキで使用頻度が高いから、配布させていただく枚分だったりとか、
So you can start by Elder Awakening the old VCs that you use the most.
そうですね、一括 EX とか、無限強化、タイミングとかで、やっぱり徐々にっていうよりは、できれば一括でっていうところがお声が多かったので、今回は一括で、
They decided to do it like this. Oh, with collab VCs as well, you will be able to Elder Awaken your collab VCs as well.
やっぱり徐々にってやっていくと、コラボ VC とか、
they decided to do this direction because more people ask for it to be unlocked all at once rather than have to wait every month.
勝手にはできないので、それこそで意味のないタイミングで無料のやつとかできないので、ちょっと後々になっちゃうので、まあ、基本的には全部。
Because the idea also is that for free VCs you have to wait until the free VCs return, so it kind of doesn't make sense.
出るタイミング、まあ、次、例えば楽書家の新しく出るとか、レイド用の無料のフォローじゃないものが出てとか。
So in the future, with non-holo VCs like Dark Aspers and free VCs, they will also get the Elder Awakening feature baked in the future as well. So you will be able to Elder Awakening them right away upon release.
結構ね、不透明なルールにするのは明るくなったんじゃないかな。わかりやすい。
RRF Como says, wait, so they are releasing Elder Awakening for all VCs at once? Yes, that is correct, because more people would prefer it to be this way. So that you can pick and choose and Elder Awaken right away the VCs that you want to Elder Awaken. So all of this is coming January in JP, which means it's probably coming around February in Global. And there will be other ways they're thinking of to give out more of the Elder Awakening materials as well. But basically, if you want more, you can always just exchange with them using your Vision medals or from friend medals or guild medals.
さあ、お送りしてきました今夜の FFB ゲーム戦争公式放送2023冬の最新情報。
So that's basically it for the stream this time, all the new information this time.
番組冒頭でご案内していたトレンドキャンペーンの結果発表を改めてしたいと思います。
What do you guys think? Because the Elder Awakening actually doesn't sound, you know, ridiculous or anything. I mean, compared to Holo VCs, I feel like the bigger problem is still the Holo VC issue. But with Elder Awakening, at least, you know, I think I will most probably just, like, you know, go and Elder Awaken, like, all the ones I use, you know, the most using Vision medals and, you know, friend medals and stuff like that. Connor Man asks, is Elder Awakening only exclusive for non-Holo VC only? Yes, Holo VCs do not get Elder Awakening. So these are the presents we get for this stream. It's the select tickets, so we get to select which of the items we want. And on top of that, we get all of these things from earlier in the stream. Daniel Soto says, maybe VC Awakening will be like the Limit Burst and Hans. What do you mean by that? Nix Mako says, they don't want us to save some viz for the January 1st unit and spend it all on Nier. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So closing comments, Ayaka-san, the voice actress, says she's really glad to be, you know, asked to be coming on as a guest. And it's been 3 years since Nier collab, so really glad that it's coming. And they worked really hard to finish A2 as greatly as they could for the collab. So please go wild with A2 in War of the Visions. Please have a good time with it. Thanks for everything today. Next up is Asalto-san's closing comments.
先ほどね、諏訪さんの問題の時のA2 の気になるエピソードとか聞いちゃったんで、ちょっとね、やりたくなってきちゃったんでね。
By the way, for those who came late to the stream, after they finish, I'm gonna do a quick recap for all the items they shared today.
こういう場があってね、機会をもらえたんで、はい、
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
Fujiya-san's closing comments. So at the beginning, there were a lot of things that he was able to talk about, like, for example, the bugs. And then every year, of course, you know, with this period, there's a bunch of things. So with the new stuff coming in and the new year, you know, obviously he knows that it's not going to be able to fully redeem the loss of trust in the past, but he's going to, you know, especially with the new stuff coming after the new year, he's going to do his best to try and regain the players' trust and you know, avoid the bugs and all that stuff. And with HoloVision cards, with the feedback they got from, you know, people,
積極的にちょっとコメント拾いづらいっていうところは正直なところなので、とはいえコメントだったりとか
so they've been watching the comments as well as, you know, from the social media.
検討はいろいろさせていただき
They're looking into a bunch of things as far as HoloVCs are concerned.
採用みたいなところは難しいかもしれない。
So from what he saw in the chat, might not be easy to implement them, but they are looking into some ways to, you know, try and make it better. And once they've firmed up the plans, they will, you know, share with players in details at the time. So please look forward to, yeah, please continue to support the game. So basically, they are aware of the feedback with regards to HoloVCs, and they're looking into some way to alleviate the situation. And Misoshiu-san says, adding on to that, yeah, please wait, it's the same with all other companies. Hiro-san's closing comments, thank you for watching the stream. So this time is a stream for right before the Nier collab.
全然長い日しまいまして、長くお付き合いいただきますのでありがとうございます。まあゲームの不具合等は
With regards to the bugs, they will look into improving the situation of that. And with the future updates, they are going to do their best to, you know, put forth their best foot forward. And they're also playing the game along with us as well, so please continue to support the game. As for future developments, please look forward to them.
2024年に入っていきますので、
We are entering 2024 now.
引き続き皆さんに良いゲーム体験をお届けできるように
And of course, for 2024, they are looking forward to making the game even better for the players. So please hope for your continued support. That's what Hiro knows. That's all for Hiro's closing comment. So Misoshiru-san, she spoke really fast. So basically, she said, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming out, Christmas and New Year's campaign. So please enjoy the game during the year end.
声のバックが来て、ポーズだけ僕らバック。
So to close off the stream, they're all going to do the Frederica pose. But Fujisan is saying, no, come on, the viewers don't want to watch us old men do the Frederica bursting. So instead they're going to just wish. So they're gonna wish everyone a great end of year, and then they're gonna do the Frederica burst. Alright, pretty tight, I can't even speak anymore. It was a pretty tight stream tonight. I think they revealed, it was a stream mostly focused on Nier Automata collab, right? And there was not that much else, but they did talk about a few things that are important to players, which is, of course, the New Year's campaign, and also, you know, that they're aware of the feedback with HoloVCs, and they're trying to look into some ways to improve the situation on that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream tonight. I'm going to, so right after this, I am going to scroll back and do a quick recap of all the things they have run through for those of you guys who came late into the stream, but I think it's not all that much, right? There were a few things I missed as well, like for example, what A2's weapon actually does. So I'm gonna try and find that in just a moment for you guys. I'm gonna start with the weapon part because I completely did not translate that part at all, because I think when Fujisan was explaining the weapon, I kind of just talked over him and I couldn't hear what he said. I'm gonna try and find that first. Let me know if there's anything specific you guys want me to talk about while I, look for that part.
続きましては1月1日
For the VC, I think I already explained that just now in the chat, but I'll explain it one more time later on. But let me find the A2 weapon first, because
って思うんですよ
that's the one thing I didn't catch.
でこちらで、さっき話した
Ah, Ilion Strike, what are 2B and 9S boss again? Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a bit. So,
40式残機と
はいそうですそうなんですあれ40って思うんですよ
so let me listen to this for a bit.
はいはい、でこちらで、さっき話した、専用効果という形で専用パッシブ効果として、攻撃が広いことダメージ軽減というところが鎮もつく二重でついてというところで、ぜひ、使っていただければなと思います。
Wait, what?
次お願いします。
What?
性能的に結構ねちゃんとしてる
I can't believe they're get. So he just said, Fujisan said that the A2 weapon will also have an exclusive buff for A2, which is the AoE damage reduction buff, plus 20 for that weapon.
ですね。はい。ここなんですが、白の契約と、黒の
So let me just listen to the weapons buff for a while, because that's the one thing I'm pretty sure I didn't catch. And I think I need to improve my setup because I can hear myself speak too loudly.
A2、
はい、
40式残機と
はいそうですそうなんですあれ40って思うんですよ
40
はい
残機と、はいはい。でこちらで、さっき話した、専用効果という形で専用パッシブ効果として、攻撃が広いことダメージ軽減というところが鎮もつくと二重でついてというところで、ぜひ、使ってみてください。
Okay, so that's really all he said about this weapon, which is that it has the AoE damage reduction plus 20 on that weapon.
次のチャレンジミッションがポット153だったんですけど、今回はポット042
So the original pod is pod 153. The new one is pod 042, and it's a white pod.
こちらもちょっと性能確定はしないんですけど、一応
ついてますけど 2P 用みたいな
2P 用はさっきのチャレンジミッションですので、
はい
これに関しては汎用的な効果にさせていただこうかなと思っています。はい。イベントクエストは以上ですね。はい。
はい
And they didn't reveal any specifics about the new pod, except that it's a general. It's going to be a general passive buff.
はい。講師と。
はい
Alright, so let's go and check out the 2B and 9S buffs first, and then we'll do a quick run through of all of the abilities again for the new characters. So for the old characters, now I'm going to load up WOTV Calc so that I can read out the skills as well.
もともとは耐久がちょっと高めの、火力みたいな形で調整をさせていただいていて、で結構、2B よりも幅広く使って
Just give me a moment as I pull
や
up
すさみたいなところは
9S and 2B's skill chart.
状況で、ただ、ステータス上げただけではやっぱ耐久力っていうところと、攻撃性能っていうところは
Are you guys looking forward to using 2B and 9S again though? Like, because the thing is, a lot of the times the buffs are not good enough, right?
ついてます。
And they're cost 80 characters.
で無限強化の部分で、素早さ、素早さもそんなに多分今のベースとしてはちょっと低い形になってきたので、素早さの補正と、こちらで、
Okay.
耐久性ですね、ハイエンド攻撃耐性を上げていきます。
So for
で、シールドペンプラス
so for 2B, the master ability 2 will now add slash resistance penetration plus 20. And when her HP is above 50%, she also gets AoE resistance plus 20. And then for her dream ability, she gets initial AP plus 15 and reaction block plus 30. And the skill that is improved, let me look that up right now.
リアクション都市っていうところを追加をさせていただきますので、機械スキルの部分で、
So I need to
した状態
basically find the skill and then find the translation for it.
で、9S に関しては、もともとは耐久がちょっと高めの、火力。
Oh, I found it. Okay. So it's her level 120 skill.
2B よりも幅広く使っていただいたかなというところ、使いやすさみたいなところ。
So 2B, part of a level 140 Dream ability upgrade
状況で、
is
ステータス
the upgrade to the skill called Shockwave Plus.
はついていけない部分なので、
And what will happen is that the chance to inflict slow will be increased,
と、物理比
and then the damage will be improved to damage L. So probably from 165% to 200%.
強化の部分で、
And pretty much that's just it.
素早さもそんなに多分今のベース
So I'm not sure how much the improvement for the slow is, but it's probably from 25% to 50%. Most likely. So it'll be easier for you to land slow on the target.
攻撃命中時に
And then for 9S,
最近流行りのね、
for 9S, the master ability 2 upgrades are defense penetration plus 20, as well as physical damage reduction plus 10. And then at level 140, he gets agility plus 10%, as well as area resistance plus 15. And then for the skill upgrade for level 140, let me find the move.
まあやっぱり今現状の状況で、ただ、ステータス上げただけではやっぱ耐久面っていうところと、攻撃性能っていうところはついて
Shield
マ
10回。
スタビリティ2では防御貫通率が、
それか
リスクというところと、物理被ダメージ軽減を追加する。なのでここで耐久性を、
Oh, okay,
で
found
無
it.
限強化の部分で
Third skill.
素早さ、素早さもそんなに多分今のベース
So for 9S ability buff, it's the move that gives himself and allies around him defense, spirit, and protect. So after the upgrade, or first of all, the level 140 upgrade for the ability will give the ability one more use. By the way, it's called Shield Deployment Plus. So you get one more use, and also it will add an additional effect.
自分が解除されないようにするというところの耐久の部分ですねを意識した、無限強化にさせていただいております。
Hmm?
はい。で、
コメントで必中無効がないかと、必中無効はないんかとたくさん来てるんですけども、そこはどうなんでしょうか、藤田さん。
で、
はい
まあ、
Okay, so I got this wrong earlier. So the ability buff, right, will add one more use, and then
無限強化の部分
the added effect is on hit.
素早さもそんなに
It will give all the allies a new ability on hit. It will give the target 3 turns protect, dispel, nullify. So protect, dispel, sealing.
シールド展開では、使用回数、プラス1しつつ、
Yep. So basically, if you want to protect, if you want to protect your team from getting the protect dispelled, what you do is you use this move on from 9S to buff your allies, and then when your allies hit the target, they will no longer be able to dispel you. They will no longer be able to dispel your protect for the next 3 turns. It's not as strong as the other types of sealing, but this is, I believe, the first time we've seen protect nullify sealing, right? If I'm not wrong.
マスターアビリティ2と無限強化と、じゃあ
So I'm not sure how useful it will be though.
進化を
All right, so next up, let's see. Let me take a look at chat.
飛ばすと
LD 強化
Okay, so there's a limit burst upgrade as well
言って、2B に関しては
for 2B.
追加の効果だけ読めるんですね。追加の効果としては、
So normally the skill. Okay, so her limit burst is called Yorha and Annihilation Dance, and it is a single target attack. And normally what it does is increase slash attack resistance penetration 30 before doing damage, 200% damage. And so what's going to change after the limit burst has been upgraded is that it will give 2B courage, right? Let me see. Let me check. yes, it will give, the limit burst will now give 2B courage, and on top of that, when 2B has courage on, she will get reaction block rate up and AP consumption down. And then on top of that, for the next 3 turns, she will also get guaranteed hit nullify for 3 turns. And then the AP cost for the limit burst has also been changed from 43 to 28. Now for Nias limit burst is called Neuro Hacking, and it is a single target attack that normally gives him 3 turns of defense penetration 40 for self before doing damage 200%. So the limit burst upgrade here will improve the range from range 3 to range 4, and then on top of that, it will now add 3 turns to the enemy, to the target, 3 turns of single target resistance down before doing the damage, 200% damage. And it will now also give Nias a barrier, a physical magic barrier. So it will protect against both physical and magic barrier for 3 hits. And it will also give Nias 3 turns of AP recovery medium. And of course, the AP cost for the limit burst has been reduced from 43 to 28. So overall, both are pretty good. If you're using the characters in PvP, you definitely want to upgrade the limit burst. And in some way, I think the limit burst is even more important. The limit burst upgrades are even better than the MA2 in some sense. Straylight says, well, you can always reincarnate her for extra evade. That is true, but I have to wonder how good she will be, at max reincarnation. I'm sure somebody will find out. Especially in JP where there are a lot of people who love 2B, I'm sure somebody will find out for us. And once I know what is the maximum possible evasion, I'll let you guys know as well. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so next up, we have the new characters. So I'll go through one pass. I didn't catch what the sub-job abilities are, so I'm gonna try and do that now. Envy knowingly says, but all unit reincarnations get extra dexterity and accuracy as well. Yes, that's true, but the numbers are different for different units. We just said something important here. So they've, with A2, they've designed her kit to be more unique in terms of what ice characters can do. Because they want to do that for the anniversary, but it was a bad timing to do it. So obviously the last ice unit release was Griffith. So the Dragoon ability is Dragon Lance Dive, I think it's called. Give me a moment.
一瞬なんかどっか違うとこ見たけど、武器種の話はしなくていいの？
カンペがいろいろ多くてね。
ちょっとどれになって分からなくなっちゃった。
武器種は外見です。
おー
体験はい
はい、体験です。はい。
おーはい
でリミットバーストに関しては、範囲内に対象、これが十字2マスですね。
うん
十字2マス、
うん
ちょっと範囲広めの、2マスの、対象にダメージで、プラス、1マスを中心に移動させる、こうシュッと。
シャドウフレアとかじゃない
So, one thing you need to know about the limit burst is that it's not just calculated Ren AoE range, right? But it also, so it does to all the targets damage L, but also it will move them one square closer to the, the targeting space. So wherever you target, that's where they will kind of, get pushed one square towards. And then on top of that, there's a chance to land a 3-turn slow or immobilize effect on the targets. So it's slow and immobilize. So they're separate things, obviously, but it's 2 status ailments on a single limit burst. And when slow or immobilize is on them, they will also get slash resistance decreased by a certain percentage. Pretty nuts, if you ask me.
スローとムーブ2つの状態をつける。で、追加効果の、追加効果として、スローとムーブの効果中だと、斬撃攻撃耐性の割合を幅だ。
胴体以上もついた上に
So she has magic barrier as well. So earlier it was mentioned she has physical barrier, but she actually has magic barrier from the sub job.
利権の剣というと分かりやすい。
I'm not sure how useful the Dragon Lance dive will be from the Dragoon sub job though.
スローとムーブ2種類つくので、普段のケースより若干低いぐらい。
Okay, and they mentioned because there's 2 status ailments possible with this limit burst, right? The activation rate, the proc rate, will be lower than the standard amount for a single status ailment on the limit break, which is not something I want to hear. So probably it's going to be reduced from 67% to something like 50% or something.
はい、はい、詳細次お願いします。はい、前の釣りアタッカータイプというところで、
So give me a moment as I try and check something real quick. I'm trying to find out if it's the new Dragoon or the old Dragoon type that that A2 is part of.
間違えないようにってことね。念のためにね。はい
Oh no, there's no good way for me to find that out.
ちょっと先ほど紹介した不具合が対象のやつではあるんですけど、それに関しては、
Dragon Dance Live.
はい、
Okay, so I guess
三段自身の防御貫通率を
Mason
これが必死型ですね。
必死型
広めの範囲の、対象に使ってこう
So I think this is because they said the sub job move is Dragon Lance dive. So I believe this is the new sub job, the one that Grinsback has, which is known in global as High Dragoon, right? Because only the new Dragoon job has this.
2つの状態をつける。で、
So sub job skills are Dragon Lance dive and Magic Barrier. Magic Barrier is from I believe Room Knight.
斬撃攻撃耐性の割合を幅だ。
胴体以上
Stray Like says pretty OP limit burst. Kitty Law says okay, so Danbu is immobilized. Thank you.
利権の剣というと
What's Danbu? I don't know what you mean by Danbu. Oh, don't move. Yeah, it's not Danbu. Danbu is don't move. Don't move is immobilized in JP. Yep, that's right. And Haruki Luis asks, is this 2-card Holo Vision card? Yes, but one of them will be a free Vision card. So as mentioned earlier, the A2 is a frontline physical attacker type, and it says here that she has the ability to seal up barrier destruction on the enemy side, and on top of that, so using that she will be able to protect her own physical barrier, And on top of that, she has an ability, she has a way to, after her attack, be able to recover HP on herself and her ally at the same time. And that is referring to this ability right here, which, as you can see, is an AoE range, is a crazy big AoE range. And this is a sequential ability. So what it will do is, for the attack part, it will, first of all the enemies in this range will be, will basically, sorry, let me start from the beginning. So this move, when she uses this attack, A2 will get 3 turns of defense penetration up before the courage of all the enemies in this range will be taken away, and then only after that does A2 hit them with damage M. And then that's the attack part. The sequential ability gives us a healing as well. The part 2 of this ability is a repair move that will give A2 and one other ally unit HP percentage recovery small. So this is really powerful, right? And then over here, this is survival field, and this is the really crazy one, because it will, this is her revive move, basically, her re-raise move. So let me start from beginning and read this for you guys. For everyone, for all the allies in this cross-shaped AoE, they will get agility up, and then on top of that, A2 gets re-raise, and on top of that, when re-raise is... そ let me read this from beginning. So everyone in the AoE area will get agility up, and then after that everything is A2 only. So the first thing is agility up on everyone, the second thing is A2 gets re-raise, and then the third thing is A2 gets, wait a minute, is this for herself? Yep. So the rest is for herself only. So A2, second thing is A2 gets re-raised. Third thing is A2 gets 3 turns of when she lands a hit, she will dispel haste on the target. And the fourth thing is when she lands a hit, the targets will have 3 turns of barrier destruction ceiling, as in they will not be able to destroy any barriers anymore for the next 3 turns. And then the fifth thing is after A2 gets re-raised, she will get 3 turns of agility up and accuracy up. So once again, ability number 1, so for the buff here, buff number 1 is everyone in the range gets agility up, and then buff number 2 is re-raise for A2 only. Buff number 3 is for A2 only, she gets 3 turns of haste dispel on hit. Buff number 4 is for 3 turns only. Whenever A2 lands a hit, she will seal the enemy's barrier destruction for 3 turns. And then buff number 5 is A2, when she gets revived, she gets 3 turns of agility up and accuracy up. Holy cow, that's a lot of tags. Alright. And then next up we have this AoE attack here. Pretty simple. For 3 turns, the targets in the AoE will get their AoE resistance reduced by a certain percentage. And after that is applied, then A2 will do damage M with increased accuracy, which usually means plus 30 accuracy. And at level 140, this move, the range will be buffed by 1, so that is the calculated Ren range. Alien Strife asks, Odaiba, do you spend that 50k victory? I spent about 20 something k on Winter Rafu.
最近ね、範囲対戦
Nurgent says, I had to drop off for a bit. What type of class is she? She's a great sword class.
最近だとまあ本当に直近だとベリアスですね。ベリアスとか、
エレナもあれバカヘン
あれもアルス
雷アルストリーはいね
結構これを入れた後のやっぱりハイボールの威力っていうのが強い。まあそうですね。
So they're discussing now that the AoE resistance percentage reduction is really strong. Only a few characters have this in game. Helena, Lightning Asterisk, Wind Veritas, and now A2. Really makes the AoE damage a lot higher. But basically, they've designed A2 to be really good for the meta. Oh, they just said something important.
ベースの体勢とかっていうところも一つだったり、法体勢っていうところはちょっと調整させていただこう。
So A2's base attack type resistances, she's quite high in PS resistance and magic resistance.
で、まあ、さらにちょっと隣接バフのテイスト回復だったり、もともとのストック耐性が高いというところで、まあ、特に風からだったりとか、さらにちょっと隣接バフのテイスト回復だったり、もともとのストック耐性が高いというところで。
And because her buff, right, includes haste dispel, and also, you know, to begin with, her spear, her PS resistance is really high, so she's actually really good versus wind.
まあ、特に風からだったりとか、っていうところに
Good versus air day as well, obviously.
で、さらにまあ、スライドには今ちょっと載せてはないんですけど、転生無限強化ですね。無限強化の部分で、範囲対数割合だと、攻撃っていうところも、これも、十字の2範囲、
あこの
範囲が変わります。
回避戦撃が利権向けになってる
そうですね。
わかりやすいな。
わかりやすいな
ゲームの剣が全部なんか、
わかりやすい
And then the last buff that was mentioned is that the range of this becomes the calculated range. So for endurance, she has re-raise and physical barrier.
一応左上の詳細に自身
And then from sub job, she has magic barrier.
物理バリア自己バフで持っているんですが、
Oh, I mentioned this earlier as well, but
自己バフで物理バリアをしつつ、範囲が広いほどダメージ軽減っていう、
軽減効果
まあ、ひし形とか、まあ、範囲攻撃に対して
but her self buff gives her physical barrier and the AOE buff, AOE damage reduction. Oh,
ついているっていう
wait a minute.
に対してっていう、
軽減効果
Wait a minute. I need to listen to this.
まあ、範囲攻撃に対してダメージ軽減をするっていう効果が、そこのバフと、後ほど紹介する武器2つついているっていうところがあるので、範囲攻撃、まあ、ひし形とか、範囲が広いほどで、さらに、まあ、物理バリア自己バフで持っているんですが、そこでさらに、自己バフで物理バリアをしつつ、範囲が広いほどダメージ軽減っていう、
範囲軽減効果
まあ、ひし形とか、まあ、範囲攻撃に対してダメージ軽減をするっていう効果が、そこのバフと、後ほど紹介する武器2つついているっていうところがあるので、範囲攻撃に強いっていうところがあるので、まあ、結構今の環境とか、まあ、今の環境に限らず多分結構範囲攻撃が強いユニットっていうのは今の
So she's, I think, the first unit in the game that has this, but basically, so Fujiwara mentioned the self buff for A2, gives her physical barrier and also the AOE damage reduction buff from Soul, which is basically the wider the range of the attack, the more damage reduction she gets. But here's the funny thing, for the AoE damage reduction, it's not just on the buff, but she also gets a version of that AoE damage reduction on her weapon. And basically, she has two versions of this thing stacked upon each other. So that makes her especially tanky versus AoE attacks.
やっぱり
So she's gonna be. I think she's gonna be really good for the meta for sure.
まあ、それちょっと使いやすくやっぱりそういうゲーム性の部分もあったりするので、まあ、そちらに対して強く、出れるというところがあるので、まあ、それちょっと使いやす今の使いやすさとか、まあ、対人でもやっぱりクエストとかでも広範囲に超強い攻撃っていうのが割と出がちではあるので、そういうところでも超、まあ、対人でもやっぱりクエストとかでも広範囲に超強い攻撃っていうのが割と出がちではあるので、そういうところでも活躍できるかなというところで挑戦させていただきました。はい。
バリア破壊風鈴っていいですね。氷って
Uh,
バリア持ちたくさんいると思うんですよ。
let's see.
まあ、株も結構いるけど。
Let's see here. Alien Strife asks, if you fight Black now, do you think you can win? So first of all, I actually could have won versus Black during the grand finals of the tournament, but I made some, let's just say I read him wrong. I made some misplays, but actually during that grand finals, I could have won. I just made some decisions that, you know, unfortunately didn't work out for me. I was too distracted by a few things, and I didn't realize that I made a mistake. But I could have actually won during the Black final. So if you ask me if I fight Black now, if I could win, well, I could have won back then already. So, you know, hindsight 2020. Kitty Law says like Squall, Honeycomb Barrier. No, not like Squall's Honeycomb Barrier. I'm talking about the Soul. If you go and look at the skill kit for Soul, Soul has this thing that protects against AoE attacks, right? Like the bigger the AoE attack is, the more damage reduction he gets. That's the one I'm talking about. A2 has two versions of it, one on her self buff and another one on her weapon, and they stack. But it's not. I'm not talking about the Honeycomb Barrier. That is only for Squall and Young Erde. So next up, we're going to go into 2P. So 2P, pretty simple. Earth, and then her main job is some kind of she's a fist wielding unit. For X Knight, she gets the sleep attack, and then for Thief, she gets Steel Heart, and then for Limit Burst, it's 3 turns of on the target, 3 turn strike resistance down before doing 3 consecutive hits of damage L. Pretty simple. Kitty Law says, oh, let me go look it up, BRB. Ilion Strife says, hopefully next year, 2024, World Champ, let's go. You know what? I'll be really honest and say, if they actually implemented the Trust Stones update 1 week earlier, I probably would have won. Mostly because I know how much more prepared I would have been if I didn't waste so much time on Trust Stones. Like, there were literally things that I could have tested and literally things I would have built beforehand if I didn't need to make all those Trust Stone stats beforehand. So definitely, you know, if next year there's going to be more tournaments, I'm definitely going to try again, and I'm definitely going to be much more prepared than I am before. Yeah. So here's looking for it next year. Like, for me, my weakness is I'm bad at, I'm too much of a perfectionist. I sometimes spend a lot of time on stupid things that don't need that much time. So that's one of my issues. But anyway, like I said, let's move forward a little bit. And so here they're saying basically she's a strike unit. Frontline physical attacker type. She can put a barrier on herself. Wait, I actually didn't have a chance to read this. Okay, so it says here that she can put a barrier on herself to protect herself from enemy attacks, and for her own attacks, she has the ability to add on a follow-up attack, and then she has the ability to decrease the AoE resistance of targets by a certain percentage down. So those are the main things she can do with her main job. And as you can see here, This is an AoE attack, and like I explained earlier, it will move her towards the center of the attack before doing AoE resistance percentage down on the targets before doing damage M. And at the same time, 2P also gets 3 turns of single target resistance up. So this move is an attack move, but it will not only reduce the AoE resistance on targets by a certain percentage, but it will also move her towards the enemies, and it will, do some damage. I think it's damage M. And on top of that, 2P also gets a buff to her single target resistance, which is kind of interesting, kind of unique. Usually for the moves that move you towards the target, you usually want to turn them off. But I think for this move in particular, you usually would want to leave it on, right? So hopefully she's tanky enough to be able to not die right after using this move. But definitely the single target resistance helps. I think that is the intention of why they decided to give her single target resistance as she's using this move. And then next up here, so this is the one that's really complicated. As you can see, it's range 2, right? It's a range 2 single target move. But let me just hear this for a bit.
俺が言うのもあれね。
そのための首がね。
自身の防御貫通率っていうのを上げた後に、物理バリアントを破壊しつつ、最初に2連続。これがムービーにあって2連続のダメージを与える。
Okay, so this move is very interesting. I don't think we've seen anything like this before in the game. It's a single target move for range 2, and what it does is it will first increase the defense penetration on 2P for this move only, and then it will destroy the physical barrier on the enemy before it will do 2 hits of damage M. And if you score a critical hit during this attack, then all the enemies around 2P, as long as they're within 2 squares away and range height 1, they will get CT down. So it's very weird and kind of interesting. But you do need to land a critical attack to force the CT down on the enemies. So if you happen to be surrounded by 3 enemies and you score a critical hit, then all 3 of them will get CT down. So that's the high roll situation, but I don't know how likely that will be. And then finally, for this move, is another single target move. This one is pretty simple. This move will give 2P 3 turns of guaranteed hit status before doing damage M and dispelling all buffs on the enemy. So I think this is the first time we've seen something like this. Basically, when 2P uses this attack, for the next 3 turns, all of her attacks will be sure hit status. And then and that includes this attack as well, right? And this attack, all it does is do damage M, but it also dispels all the buffs on the enemy. But the main thing is that for the next 3 turns, including this attack, all of 2P's attacks will now be sure hit. Ilion Strife says, is that a follow-up attack buff on the passive or linked to a skill? They didn't. The follow-up buff is not on any of these 3 moves. It's something else altogether. But it does say here that she has a way to have follow-up attack. It's just not described here. So let me just listen to this for a bit.
でこれがまあ、
はい、
サリアかな、
普通の SSR
普通のサリアの、強化で1回出てるんですけど、
So apparently, MR Sadia also has something like this. The 3 hit, for 3 turns, get guarantee hit.
紹介するのを始めているではあります。はい。
Bunisat says, if TP is a bruiser, that would be even more interesting. Yep, for sure.
シンプルだけど強化を全て解除っていうのが
Kidilal says, yeah, I didn't hear any 2Ps buffing skills. That's because, if you see on this screen, all 3 of them are attacks. They didn't introduce any buffing skills for 2P. Unless Fujiya-san is going to tell us some buffing skill that is not shown here.
ポイントの一つのアビリティですね。一中背景。コメントでも結構これはみたいなコメント多いですね。
スライドちょっと紹介してない
Oh, he's gonna say it now.
左上の、紹介にあるんですけど、追撃を自身の攻撃追撃を付与するっていうのを、持っていて、でこれ
So
が
follow-up attack from here.
EX 強化で、追撃にプロテスト解除っていうのを追加されます。はい。追撃を、持っていて、でこれが、EX 強化で、追撃にプロテスト解除っていうのを追加されます。
So he's not telling us about the buffs, but whatever move that gives 2P follow-up attacks, at level 140, the Dream ability upgrade to that follow-up move, right, will also give the follow-up attacks the ability to dispel protect.
はい、っていうのと、やっぱコメントでもあったんですけど、じゃあ回避ってできるのかみたいなところがあったんですけど、まあトップクラスの回避性能かって言われると、まあ、そこまでの調整ではないんですけど、一応回避も可能な、ステータスにしようかなと思っていて、で
And although her stats are not that of a top-class evade character, you can build her evade. It's definitely possible to build her as an evade character.
かつ、回避をするとカウンターができるという、性能を、追撃のバフと一緒に付与ができる。
敵の攻撃を受けたらカウンターが
カウンターを発動するっていうのを後に付与ができることができて、かつ、回避をするとカウンターができるという、性能を、追撃のバフと一緒に付与ができる。
敵の攻撃を受けたらカウンターが
カウンターを発動するっていうのを後付与でできる。プラス、一部の特定区分の完全回避っていうリアクションを持っているので、一部の特定区分の完全回避っていうリアクションを持っているので、まあ、で回避カウンター
Okay, so the follow-up buff is a self buff that will also add a reaction ability 2P that will give some kind of benefit when she evades the enemy's attack. So one of her buffs, right, will literally be to give her follow-up attack for the next 3 turns, and also for the next 3 turns have a certain reaction ability that will activate when she evades the enemy's attack. But the more important thing is that she has some kind of thing, right, that will let her evade against certain attack types. So I guess she's like,
ステータスにしようかなと思っていて、でかつ、
I guess she's an evade character.
カウンターができるという。
Basically, the reaction ability, right, is if she evades an enemy attack, then there's some kind of counter.
性能を、追撃のバフと一緒に
And that's the reaction ability that comes together with the follow-up attack as a self buff.
付与ができる。
敵の攻撃を受けたらカウンターが
カウンターを発動するっていうのを後付与でできる。プラス、一部の特定区分の完全回避っていうリアクションを持っているので、まあ、で回避
And one of her reaction abilities is to completely evade certain attack types, but he didn't really give us details.
カウンターっていうのが、まあ、あれです。完全回避でも普通の回避でもどちらでも発動するので、
受けさえすればいい
完全回避
からカウンターが
カウンターを発動するっていうのを後付与でできる。プラス、一部の特定区分の完全回避っていうリアクションを持っているので、まあ、で回避カウンターっていうのが、まあ、あれです。完全回避でも普通の回避でもどちらでも発動するので、
受けさえすればいいと
まあ、リアクションに関しては射程内に入ってないと、発動 はしないんですけど、完全回避でどちらでも発動はするので、回避としての役割も、できるという形ですね。そういう形でちょっと調整させていただくです。
Okay, so the reaction ability will completely 100% evade against certain attack types, but you need to be the reaction ability has a range. It will only activate if the enemy is attacking from a certain limited range. Like they have to be within I don't know how many squares. So it's not broken. So as long as you're attacking 2P from afar, even if you're using the attack type that she can guarantee evade against, it won't work. And Fuja-san also mentions for the reaction ability that gets added to 2P for 3 turns along with the follow-up attack, right? That reaction ability, the added reaction ability, will activate regardless if you're evading an enemy's attack from the main reaction ability or from just regular evade. It doesn't matter. The counter will activate as long as as long as she evades any kind of move. So she's gonna be a very interesting character, I feel like. And that's everything. So basically 2P is a evade character, but it's only good for certain attack types. And then if you're attacking with different kinds of attacks, then her evasion stat will be kind of limited, but you can still try and evade. Kiji Law says evading reaction ability Violet. I'm not too sure about Violet. It's been so long since I played Violet. So for A2's Holo Vision card, I've translated the stats earlier. So I'm just going to read that out from my chat. So the A2 Holo Vision card. AT Holo Vision card gets slash attack up, pierce resistance, and AoE resistance. That is for all the units in the party that are sword, raid mage type, gun type, or great sword type. And then for the additional Holo VC effects, for those classes as well, they will get elemental chain resistance in guild battle only. And then regardless of if you equip the vision card or not, as long as you get the Holo Vision card to level 99, you get the mastery ability, ice ability up, and critical evasion, and they're only for guild battle. And I think that's the last of it, right? Because they didn't reveal anything about this vision card because it's still under it's still being adjusted. But we do know that this is a free vision card that you can get from raids. And I think that's pretty much it, right? I don't think they mentioned the effect on 2P's unique equipment. Pod 153 is going to get +1, but I do not believe they mentioned what changes it will get. Oh. Fafnir says, well, so a third AoE resist card for Great Sword? How disappointing. Yeah, well, it's well, the thing is, you need different ones depending on what characters you are using, right? Kilaw says, hope one of them has physical reflex. Yeah, I wonder about that. Godslayer says, no A2, I already translated A2's abilities earlier, so maybe just scroll back in the live stream later on. Transmission from the Spacebot says, hello, Daiba, thanks for the stream. I'm starting from the beginning, so I might hear you read this in 2 hours. Yep, I definitely read it out. I hope you look forward to it. Thanks for stopping by, really. I appreciate the support.
そうですね。
性能的に結構ねちゃんとしてるとね。
I think they didn't mention anything about the unique weapon or the upgrades for the pod. But Fafnir, yes, you can finally grab pod. So good for everyone who doesn't have it already. And I believe for this part as well, they didn't mention any of the upgrades. Fafnir says, thought for sure it would be unit resistant. There are still 0 for great sword. Oh, I see. So this is the one thing that they did mention, which is that for A2's unique weapon, it will have a AoE damage reduction plus 20. So this is the AoE damage reduction that the bigger the AoE range for the attack is, the more damage reduction you get. And this thing will stack with the self buff from A2. So I think that's pretty much it for the Nier characters. And then they didn't mention anything about the effect for the other Nier Automata vision card. So I'm gonna skip forward. In case you're wondering, there should be some free pool stuff coming in the new year and for Christmas. Global should have them as well. I'm not too sure about that, but chances are we will get them. And then I just want to skip to the updates, the QOL stuff coming in December. So this is what has happened in JP last week, which is we get the Trustum filtering, and then we get the as per SP increase items, which I think Global will get next month. And then in January, JP will get Vision Card Elder Awakening, as well as the removal of Affinity and Esper Resonance. And then in after that, sometime in 2024, we will get some way to check the bonuses on Trials of Reckoning in your party before you start battle. So it'll be easier to form parties for Trials of Reckoning. And then multi-quests. There will be auto resume for multi-quest, so you will probably no longer need to use a macro. And most importantly, there's some kind of feature here called Guild Battle holding slot, which I'm not sure what it is, and they didn't really give details, but there's some kind of Guild Battle holding slot feature coming sometime next year. So the important thing is, the only thing they really explain is the Elder Awakening, which is that what this does is you will be able to get more stats on the vision card, the stats over here, as well as when you put the vision card in the sub VC slot, it will get higher percentage effect. So like for example, for attack, maybe instead of ATK 25%, it will be increased to ATK 30%. So basically, the reduction in sub VC slot will be from something around 50% to something around 60%. It will not. They did mention on stream that it will not be a very drastic improvement, because they don't want it to be too powerful. And they did say that for JP, once this feature rolls out, they will give us enough materials right off the bat to Elder Awaken 6 vision cards. And the idea behind that is because one PvP team uses 3 main vision cards and 3 sub vision cards, so they might as well just give us enough to make sure that we can use it in PvP. But all of the vision cards will be able to be Elder Awakened all at once. They will not be rolling out the upgrade in phases as previously thought. They will just release it all at once for all the vision cards, for all the old vision cards, including the collab vision cards, and you will right away be able to Elder Awaken the ones that you want. And in order to get more, so the Elder Awakening requires a new kind of material that they will give out, but if you don't have enough, you will be able to trade for the new material using your vision medals, your friend medals, and guild battle medals as well. So it will not be very difficult to get them. So I think that's pretty much it. That's all the important stuff revealed for the live stream this time around. So I think that's pretty much it for the recap. I'm about to end the stream and go and eat my dinner, but before I go off, any other last questions you guys have I'm gonna check my stream chat right now to see if there's anything important that I missed out on. So earlier, Ilion Strive asked, the follow-up attack, is that follow-up attack buff on a passive or linked to a skill? It's linked to a skill. It's a self-buff skill that will give her the follow-up attack. Kitty Law says, enjoy your dinner, Odaiba, thanks. Ilion Strive says, bye-bye, Odaiba. Okay, I guess that's, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I read most of the chat out. So I'm sorry if I missed anything, but yeah, I think this will be it for this stream. And what I'm gonna do after dinner is I'm gonna take some time and record a recap as a video for people who don't want to comb through like 2 hours of stream to get all the important information. So that should be coming out later today. Hopefully you guys will check it out as well. And yeah, until then, you know, I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Thanks, Fafnir. Thanks for dropping by. Alright, I'm gonna end stream now. See you guys next time.